In part one of the series, we covered all the reasons why direct mail and email are important together. Today, we cover how to do it in Marketo. We're going to get down and dirty and show you how you can make sending direct mail as easy as sending email. If you're using Marketo, you are most likely doing some kind of nurturing, right? It might be basic, it might be more advanced. So today we're going to talk about how you can use those nurture streams and actually integrate physical mail gifting directly into those nurture streams and be able to send out some email. But before we do that, we are going to get into a couple prerequisites before you can get started. Prerequisite number one, you need to have some kind of marketing automation platform. Marketo, Eloqua, Salesforce, all three of these integrate with PFL to be able to connect your marketing automation system directly to PFL. Prerequisite number two, you need good data. If you don't have good data, take a strategy on how you can get better data. For example, if you have a lot of 77 Mickey Mouse Way, that is not going to work to send physical mail. Or maybe you're only collecting email addresses. So there's some ways you might be able to append some of your data to bring in those addresses to enable physical direct mail. Number three, you need to have PFL and have a webhook connected to PFL. So PFL sends all of the physical mail. You need to have a webhook that goes from Marketo to PFL all set up. Diving into Marketo, the first thing that you want to do is establish a new channel. The reason you want to do this is to be able to measure direct mail just like you would any other channel, whether or not it is a webinar or a trade show, whatever that is, you want to be able to measure that separately and manage all the assets within that one program. So as you can see, what we have here is a couple of different progression statuses that are set up specifically towards direct mail. You've never used anything like delivered direct mail before, right? So those are custom to direct mail. Make sure to check out the post for all the descriptions around all the progressions. Step number two revolves around figuring out who is mailable and who is not mailable. You haven't done this before because generally you haven't sent out any physical mails before. You have done something similar before when sending out email and setting up suppression lists, right? So you've set up a suppression list for people who have unsubscribed, people who are on deliverables. Using that same process, right here we've created a segment, but you will go ahead and suppress out people who obviously cannot get mail. If you're not comfortable with segments, feel free to use a smart list. Step number three revolves around reviewing your nurture stream, figuring out where that direct mail piece belongs within that nurture journey. So in this example here, you'll notice that the better together, this number 5, this is where PFL, when they use this program to reach their own audience, this is where they put the direct mail piece. Don't worry, if you're not using nurture streams, you can use the webhook and call that webhook directly with any flows of your existing nurture streams. At first glance, when you're looking at the program that's sitting within the engagement stream, you'll notice that it looks just about like any other program, but there is a slight twist, and that twist sits in the send email. Everybody qualifies like they normally do, but remember that segment that we set up in the previous step? Look at the flow steps. The first flow step revolves around sending the email. So if that physical mailable database segment is not mailable, if you can't send someone mail, this program will act just like every other program and just send the email. However, if you look at the next campaign, the next flow step, it's going to request a campaign. It looks and says, hey, this person's mailable. So what it does is it stops that person within that flow step and then requests the campaign of the direct mail. And we're going to get into that next. So to summarize this step, if you're mailable, you're getting kicked out and you're going to the direct mail program. If you aren't mailable, you're going to get emailed just like every other email program within the engagement stream. It's been determined that you are mailable. You're going to go into a campaign that looks something like this. So the program will go ahead and send you an email and then send the kit as part of that program. It's a direct mail program. It's going to measure the success of both of these pieces together within that individual program. In this case, you'll notice the first email references a better together email promoting email and physical mail together. And then shortly after that, there'll be a kit that complements that particular email. All right, let's get to step 4. Step 4 is all about setting up the direct mail program. You're going to notice that it looks a lot like other programs. There are assets that are sitting in here regarding the emails that are going out to people, alerts, reminders, and then there are some progression campaigns that represent a lot, that look a lot like a lot of other programs. I'm not going to go into all the details of these today, but I do want to show you the key campaign that's running within these campaigns. And that is this call webhook. So remember in step number 3, when we said if someone's mailable or not mailable, if they're mailable, we're going to send them to this program. We're going to request the campaign. Well, this is the campaign that gets requested. So now they become part of this direct mail program, makes them a member, sends them an email immediately. That's what happens. It waits a day, and this is the magic right here. Then it calls the webhook. So it's the fancy technical world call webhook. Think about it in simple terms. It's just saying, hey, PFL, take this order, take this person, this individual person, and send them this better together kit. So once that kit is sent, there's information that goes back and forth, and there are different progressions to know when it's been sent, when it's been shipped, when it's been received, all to provide that intelligence from Marketo to Salesforce. To summarize the 4 major steps, you want to measure and manage direct mail as its own channel. You want to get your data in order before you even get started with direct mail. You want to figure out where direct mail belongs within the nurture journey. And lastly, you want to go ahead and develop that direct mail program to really be measurable and repeatable. So I hope this has been helpful today. If you're looking to get started with a deeper demo or want to understand the integration of direct mail and email further, please give me a call or send me an email at jcoveney@revenginemarketing.com. Thanks for listening and have a great day. I won't go into the gritty. So what works, maybe you sell cymbals. Send some drumsticks, get a cymbal if they do a call.